Wait. And we're live. Hello and welcome to this episode with KryptoPanda and Maddie ALLin, as we find out if it's true whether PulseChain mainnet is going live in 7 days.
Hope so.
I know, right?
Yeah, I see Fisher Sucks is saying, I saw your tweet about PulseChain release in 7 days. Have you heard when Snapshot is? Wow, that's exciting. I mean, especially today, hearing that. What? By the way, I just want to say, you and I scheduled this before this pump started happening. Like we were ready to like make people feel great about whatever was going on, and then this all started happening.
Surprise!
Yeah, totally. Super exciting.
I feel like a kid on Christmas.
Yeah, this is awesome. I mean, even if I'm like working head down and I'm not even looking at anything, all of a sudden the messages are coming up. People are like, let's go. I've been waiting for this one for a while, so see people showing up.
I had no idea that this is what was going to happen. I literally, the last 2 hours, I've been in a deep dive with a developer that I met recently, talking about bridging solutions and different like deep game theory stuff. And then I realized, like, I heard messages going off. And so I was like checking my messages, and I was like, oh shoot, I thought this stream was supposed to start in an hour, and it was starting in a few minutes. And so I was like, oh no. And then I was looking at my other messages, and it was like, oh, PulseChain mainnet might be launching in 7 days. Whoa.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, I hear your phone blowing up over there.
Yes.
So I just want to start off by saying, I know that I know this is called KryptoPanda loves hexagons, but I want to be honest with you and let you know that some hexagons I just like as friends.
Oh, how cute!
But yeah.
Okay, I want to commend you, by the way, because I saw your video and I made a mental note of it as that you love hexagons, but really it was titled 8 Reasons Why You Would Bet on Hexagons.
Yeah, I mean, I clickbaited a little bit why I wouldn't bet against.
Yes.
But really it was just 8 reasons why. Yeah, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you, go with and bet with hexagons?
It was a really awesome video. I found it inspiring. So
thanks, man. Yeah, I really started. I actually sort of, as the videos go, content just kind of comes up. And I started a few weeks back, and I try to keep my videos like 10 minutes ish long, and so I kind of whittled it down to some specific things. But yeah, I love stuff like that, and I get good feedback on things like that. If you put price prediction in your videos, you got friend zone. Sorry, no, I love you all. But if you put price predictions in your videos, you get a lot more views. But I'm like, no, there's other reasons to be excited, about this. And also with how things have been going, I just figured no one wanted to hear more price prediction stuff. They wanted to hear, other things. So I'm glad that you liked it. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so the content you've been making has been amazing. Can you tell me like what inspired you to get started, or what made you know that you'd be a great content creator?
Well, I didn't know that I'd be great at it. But it really just came from gratitude, like gratitude for the friend of mine who told me about this 3 times, and he didn't need to convince me. I just wasn't ready. I got wrecked back in 2017, 2018. I wasn't ready to like even talk about crypto for that time. And so he was hanging out with me here. We were surfing. And then the last night before he went back home, he's like, hey, dude, you really got to check this out. And the first thing he showed me was one of Richard Hart's like takedown videos, like one of his ones of him just being savage. And I was like, what an interesting video to start on. But it had my
remember
attention.
Which one it was? Was it Peter McCormick or Tone Biz?
It was like a compilation, actually. Yeah.
Wait, was it the 2020 Rewind?
Maybe it was back in February, like late January, early February.
Yeah, I bet that was the 2020 rewind. That was a really good summary of all the people who were hating. And
yeah, I mean, it was so good. And the thing is, like, I consider myself a positive person. So what I find funny is that that's not even something that would normally resonate with me, like, especially at the outset. And yet it totally grabbed my attention. And then I started this path of like, okay, I mean, if I say get back into crypto, I had crypto. I just didn't care. I didn't look at my wallets. I didn't literally do anything. In fact, I didn't have to delay gratification because I just didn't even freaking want to look at anything. But made some deals with myself, and Hex was perfect. I was like, if I get back into this, then it's going to be for long-term planning for my kids. And then that also started my sort of, if you want to look at it this way, my psychoanalysis of Richard Hart, the character, but then also my look into the Hexagon community as a culture, as part of crypto culture. And so yeah, I mean, I love Hexagons. I love being a Hexagon. I'm so proud of that fact. And I just started making content because I think it's natural for Hexagons to want to do something. I mean, we see people like yourself that were streaming, but then also did the virtual conference and then did the thing in Vegas. I remember I live out of the country, so it wasn't easy for me to get, to Vegas. But when you guys were all there, I was like literally like trying to see if I could see through my screen to watch all what you guys were doing. And I bought my tickets a long time ago for the next one. So
awesome.
Get your tickets.
Yeah, get your tickets, people. And also subscribe to the new YouTube channel that I started specifically for the Hex Conference, because the Hex Conference, of course, is way bigger than me. It's even way bigger than the Hex community, because we have so many Pulse content creators now who have an aligned vision of helping others. One of them is in the chat here, Crypto Heartbeat. Shout out to you, who is also going to be a guest here soon on the show. And I hope we can get both of you involved with the Hex Conference that's coming up online January 6th through 9th. And so that's another reason why I've launched this YouTube channel here devoted to that.
Cool. Yeah, and I agree. I love Matt from Crypto Heartbeat. We chat on the side and kind of keep each other going, especially the past 2 months. Just being like, and Brandon from Rags to Riches, just saying, hey man, now is more important than ever that we just keep pumping out content. Like let's keep the positive, the positive message going. Not like we feel like we need to prop anything up, but just like, hey, there's plenty of exciting things to talk about where I'm staked 100%. It's like this entire thing, I've been obviously chatting with friends today. I've only mentally like managed or physically managed other people that I've onboarded, like people that are messaging and asking questions, but I haven't had any like major FUD or anything. It's just people saying, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, we're getting paid every day.
That means that you prepared people well, and it means that the community is evolving, right, to answer the questions as they come up. I remember in my early days of Hex, I knew about the price going up and down before I knew about the community.
Ah, interesting. Interesting.
And so that saved me in a sense from some bad actors that were in the community early on. Somebody named Bad Texture. That's not their real name, but
I know who
OGs will know.
Yeah, I know. I'm not an OG, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
And but so there have been people out there who intentionally wanted to FUD the community, who were bad actors. And then there are people who just are evolving from the trading mentality to the saving mentality, right? And then everybody on the other side of the equation who always valued saving for their future and has always wanted to have a better economic policy and economic base layer in order to pay their future selves, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, and I saw a tweet by Balliet Brand last night. It's like, look, everything that's been going on, I feel like is just sort of practice runs for more. There's there's going to be more frustration coming our way. There's going to be more anger. It was like clockwork when everything was red and Hex was pumping. I mean, literally you could be like, oh, here they come again. You know, it's so obvious. And try to take the higher ground with it. But man, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I like jumping in and swinging, like just being, you know, like I don't necessarily enjoy it, but I just am like, shut up. You have no idea what you're talking about. And then back off it from a little bit. But you know, I told Brand on the tweet, like, dude, this is just a practice run. Like, wait until we go from like $10 to $3. Wait until there's that correction, you know, and there's even more of this kind of like some of this panic. But I didn't see any panic for the past 2 months. I saw people talking about, I don't know if it was people that were not saying everything, but they were hearing stuff, you know, in private messages from people. I saw more people commenting about people sort of fudding and panicking than I actually saw anyone on Twitter, except for one guy who now just forever will famously be known as the announcement guy in my mind. People might know what I'm talking about in chat, but he had a lot of people helping him. He had a lot of people making him feel better. And then yesterday he announced again that he was back in because of the community. And some people are like, cool, welcome back. And some people are like, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say welcome back. You did yourself a favor by coming back, but you could have been a little bit more quiet about it on the way out.
Absolutely. I'm not sure. Who is that?
Who's the person?
Was that Trey or what?
No, it's some guy that was just like announcement.
Trying to class or something.
I love that stuff. No, he was like a guy he was a dude that bought Hex, but he just felt
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he felt like super wrong by like, I listened to Richard Harden, I did all these different things, and some people are like, you know, and it's crypto Twitter. Some people are not kind, but I saw a ton of Hexicans that were like literally, you know, being super nice and super kind to this person. And not, you know, now I guess he's back. Which is just, it's so funny too, because I love that there are people that will just make a Twitter announcement like that. Like that's how they get their frustration out. I mean, he felt like he needed to share it. And he's back on the other side, I guess, hopefully, maybe more excited, but good job, dude. You hooked yourself up, you know, by listening. Sorry you're frustrated, but this is crypto. This was going to happen. Dips are in the game, dips and rips. This is exactly what happens. And everything's been happening for the past 2 months. Dude, I'm just talking. I hope that's okay. Everything's been happening for the past 2 months is the reason why in 6 months, when someone says, oh, you guys are so lucky, you just, you know, you got in early or it just always like something's wrong with that. It just keeps going up. It's like, dude, you weren't here for 2 months when it wasn't. You know, it was doing anything but I don't even trust today, to be honest. I'm like, cool, that's nice. I haven't even mentioned it.
Yeah. I mean, so the pattern that we see in Hex is that all of the game theory is crafted to reward believers. And we can trace that back to the very beginning, all the way through to this most recent activity that's happened today. Right? Where we're seeing people crying their hater tears, right? Because they didn't buy the bottom, because they didn't believe. We're seeing people scrambling to buy back higher, people who exited their positions, you know, at the lowest possible point. And it's part of the beautiful system taking hold. And I am, you know, feeling so much empathy towards the people who got wrecked. At the same time, you know, I'm gonna dance around and laugh at them a little bit. Like, I'm not sure how I can hold both of those pieces all at the same time, but
you do your best. We
just do our best. And you know, we were all waiting for it, right? We were waiting for the clue from Richard to come out, hexologist. So, you know, geniusly identified, well, maybe it's the 11/18 tweet that Richard was tweeting about his birthday time, the time of his birth.
Mhm.
And if that didn't seem odd to people, then they would have missed it. But we know from even Silver the Antidote dissecting Richard's tweets many months ago. He did a series where he was dissecting every tweet, and it seems like Richard really, if you ask him the right questions, he will give you Easter eggs that he wasn't planning on disclosing at the time, because it's such an interactive meritocracy, right? So it's like, if you show up with the smartest people that you know into Hex, like Richard is going to reward that and make Hex even better for
I know, dude. And you know what's so crazy is that sometimes when he on his live streams, people are asking these questions. I'm like, you're squandering it. Like, ask the good questions and we'll get the good answers. But I can't believe you got a question in that madhouse of things in chat, and that's what you're using it for. It doesn't make any sense to me. But you know, he's smart and he's calculated, and of course it meant something. Because why else would he just tweet that out? You know, after a month after his birthday. I just didn't think that would actually be the case. I didn't think that it would. So, by the way, do you? I mean, I just have this on. Do you have confirmation that, like, who tweeted it out?
Okay, so I was just talking mad game theory with a developer, who is, you know, who's been researching every bridge in existence and trying to find better solutions. And then I realized I was late for this stream, and then I saw the tweet from Abit, which is like, I mean, ALLin and Patrick are people who read like every single text in the secret Pulse chat game theory. And I've been traveling around the US with them from time to time, going to a lot of their meetups and stuff. And so I retweeted it based on that information alone. And I had been saving a graphic that I made like 3 or 4 months ago. So I used that.
So that's where the tweet came from, those guys?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, by the way, good to see everyone in chat. We've got 144 watching. Finbear, Steve Hexner.
Hey, everybody.
What's
Hit the like and subscribe button.
Yeah, get in there. Prisology.
But only if you're a believer. If you don't believe, unsubscribe. I don't need followers. I need believers.
There you go. Well, that's super exciting, and what perfect timing to have this little pump. I guess I saw at least one of the buys. I think CryptoPanda said that the God Whale had been moving things around in wallets literally like within a half an hour before making a buy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Benny Blanco.
That's fascinating.
So you've been talking to someone for 2 hours. I've been sitting here hitting refresh for 2 hours. Like,
really?
Yeah, I did a really, like, the past, month and a half has been really great for, like, I haven't checked Staker app as much. I work, got a bunch of work done. And I didn't have Aurochs or anything open, but I decided to open it up today to see. But we've had a couple little teases over the past couple weeks. So I've just been like, it seems nice, but I don't know. But I don't know what the percentage is so far on this.
Oh, I'm looking at the stats right now, and I'm going to pull them up here on the screen.
Okay.
Because we got a lot of buying, but we also got a lot of staking activity right now.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's see.
Why is it that I can't see such transparent statistics for Bitcoin and for Tesla stock and stuff? That's because weird? They're not real cryptos.
Isn't that weird? We got punished. We got punished for our transparency.
Here we go.
Completion fails. I got it from hexmerch.com. Like, I got everyone comments on this hat. Maybe I thought at first it was because I used to just have a hat with a sticker on it. I stuck a hex sticker on it. But, I finally got one delivered down here. But yeah, hexmerch.com. I think it's Motley Investors.
Oh, yeah. Store. So we have, look at 383 new stakes for $57 million.
Whoa.
People are staking out here. And that's only a 5% change day over day. there's some serious T-share accumulation going on. I wouldn't be surprised if Kareem like just onboarded a bunch of princes in Dubai or something with those kind of numbers. And
That's a
then
lot.
we've got 11.3 million purchased and only 8.27 million sold. So those numbers are causing the price to go up. More people buying than selling. What else do you need to know?
So here's some math. That's it. 57.7 million, 383 stakes. That's $150,652 per stake.
That's wild.
That's pretty good.
And it's probably somebody which is like $50 million and then a bunch of people with like 2,000, but
for sure,
on average, it's 150K per stake. Whoa.
That's pretty good. Well, and with gas fees, you got to figure they're probably people are doing it for a decent amount of money to make it worth it, you know?
I love this comment.
Sandy B. DJ Pollywood has the same hat. Right on. Cool Hat Club.
Hexit is a Brexit from the global monetary system.
Nice.
That's right.
Nice. Marcus Aurelius, I love you too. This is good. Got a good viewing. And you're here. You started an hour earlier than you thought. You got together pretty quickly, Maddie.
Thanks. Thank you. I got my PulseChain on.
Well, especially after a 2-hour deep dive with a dev.
I know, right?
I work in software, and if I talk to my development team for 30 minutes, I gotta like go sit on a couch for a bit.
Well, it pumps me up. It really does. It pumps me up to be talking to such smart people all the time and to be a part of such an amazing community. And so it's really inspiring to be around such a cool group of people.
Definitely. So I know you're doing, is it like every other Saturday you're doing, you do your check-in videos, but do you have anything new? I know you've been on the tour. Your car is sweet.
Thanks.
Any updates on the conference? I've got friends that I'm going to meet with, that are, starting to figure out, we're starting to talk about, I mean, gosh, it's almost the end of the year, but starting to talk about, booking flights and things like that. What are you most excited about the conference coming up?
The thing that I'm most excited about is really what's happening online next, because I know that the in-person thing, I've been focusing my attention on that, and we've been selling tickets, and people can still get tickets at hexticket.com and learn more at hexconference.com. And now I'm realizing, of course, that the more that I promote the online conference and bring that to fruition in the next 2 months, then that will, also cross promote for the in-person conference. And, so that's really exciting. I, specifically reached out to you and a number of other Hexicans who are doing great streams and who I wanted to engage with as a way to, invite you and make sure that we're on the, make sure that we're able to work together for the online Hex conference, which is coming up, right around the corner. And so that's what I'm the most excited about right now, is just being able to network with everybody and to bring support for the new channel. I realized that I really don't care if my channel gets more people, but I care about like the image of the Hex conference, and I care about cross promoting everybody, more or less equally. And so that gave me the inspiration to want to start the new channel. So everybody who's watching now, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. Once we get up to 200 subs, then we can name the channel Hex Conference. And then once we get up to 1,000, then that'll unlock some more algorithm features and whatnot.
Awesome. Sub it up. Well, that's great. I mean, one of the things that in that video that I did, 8 reasons that I wouldn't bet against the Hexkins, is there's 2 things that kind of that weren't necessarily, maybe didn't come across as strong because of some of the others, but that I really liked. And actually, one of the main ones that I really like is cross promotion. I think it's very unique in the crypto space, and I think that Hexkins do it better than anyone. And I love the fact that there is I don't know. I don't see anyone that seems to be clearly out for themselves in terms of getting their channel or becoming any sort of influencer. They're just trying to get the word out as much as they can. And so this cross promotional element is really cool. And then the other thing that I wasn't able to expound on just because I don't know the specifics of it, but I just love that there's like so many, we keep being introduced to all these talents and skills that Hexicans have, and the things that they're able to bring to the table in whatever way. So not everyone has to be a streamer. Not everyone has to be on TikTok. You don't have to be a graphic designer. Like whatever it is that you can possibly do. And in fact, I don't want to dox him, but the friend of mine that got me in is an expert in communications and leadership. In fact, he coaches CEOs, and I think he may have submitted to speak. He submitted in the online thing. I'll tell you who it is after.
Amazing.
The things I don't
that
want to dox him,
great.
but he would be
huge
awesome.
List of people who are wanting to participate, and I'm wanting to engage even more people. I mean, I think that there are 100 Hex and Pulse streamers now.
Really? I mean, that would be awesome.
Really, because a year ago, well, to be more precise, 10 months ago, we had over 40 who participated in the conference.
Oh, right, of course.
And we've done at least a 2x from there. So
yeah, because I wasn't around. I mean, a lot of people. I guess that's right. Wow, that's fascinating. And you know what else? People are like, I think I'm about starting a YouTube channel. I was like, do it. Because everyone sees like that. That's the other thing. You look at any other thing. You look at any other new thing that's out or thing that hasn't been around, for that long. And like onboarding people it's easy in some ways and it's not easy in others. Nice job, Steve.
Yeah,
that's great. But it just makes it easy to send people. Oh, by the way, that's the reason I actually even started making the videos, was because I just kept answering the same question over and over again. So I was like, I'll just do a quick short video and then share that with people. And then what I noticed was that I was not only getting people that were saying, this totally helped me, like either help me personally or help me onboard someone. But the thing that I got out of it personally was I got to start seeing the momentum of excitement from new people into Hex and excited about PulseChain. And to me, that was the reason to keep going, because I saw people like, I just found it. This seems like the best thing ever, like in the comments. And so trying to help them, and then other people started helping. And so that's been kind of the driver for me, along with like what I get to now talk about, whatever I'm excited about, in Hex or PulseChain. But seeing people like that whole each one teach one approach is so cool, because there's people with all these different angles. And that Michael Morton, the soccer player or ex-soccer player, like he started the channel now. If you're thinking about creating content, do it. Like I've seen people that will just say, I'm starting a channel. They don't even have a video, and they'll announce it on Twitter, and people be like, sub. Go over there, and they've got like 25 subscriptions to a YouTube channel with no content, just the name. It's unbelievable.
Exactly. Yeah, it's real. And HexTube, it's taken over.
Keep it going.
And people asking questions here in the chat. Will you need ETH to buy Pulse when it launches? We don't know yet. I want to buy Hex. What's the best and cheapest way? Uniswap or MetaMask swap, or 1inch doesn't work in the US anymore. Somebody said matcha.xyz. These are all decentralized exchanges that work with MetaMask. Another option is staker.app.
And also on that note about the ETH, will you need ETH to buy Pulse when launch? I mean, I'd say that's the best guess of the bridge. Then again, I mean, if this thing really is, if mainnet's launching on the 18th, and from that other video that Richard had where he said we may just, we may not launch with, it may be MVP, and we may not launch with a bridge. So we'll have to see. But being that it's a fork of Ethereum, it's likely that might be a good bet. That said, who knows what's going to happen to Ethereum? Well, it's 7 days, but if it is 7 days, then that'd be good. But I had friends that were like, should I buy ETH and just have it ready? And I'm like, well, it's not a difficult thing to get. You could just wait and get it right before.
And Steve, who makes great Hex and Pulse content as well, is saying TrustSwap is ready for PulseChain. That's right. Randy Hilarski had the CEO of TrustSwap on yesterday or the day before. I watched like 90% of that video, and it was amazing. I love Randy. Shout out to him.
Yeah, Randy's awesome. That is a great video. Jeff's super smart. And there's something that comes with the wisdom of being actively involved in multiple crypto projects, and Randy, I think, has launched like almost 50 or helped with the launch of almost 50, crypto projects over the years. So he's seen the things, and Jeff, same thing with TrustSwap. Like, they get to see all these things. So the fact that
can I say something about that though?
Yeah, sure.
That guy who's like the CEO of TrustSwap was demonstrating like really, really, really well how poorly he understands crypto.
Oh, really? Let's hear it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It was like, oh, I almost like wanted to block it out. I actually screen grabbed a little bit of it.
Let's hear it. The parts that I watched, I mean, I heard him say he was kind of saying bad things about
let me see if I can
certain kinds of coins. Well, if you
let's come back. Let's put a pin in that, because I know we got 160 people watching. And I want to do something really dramatic right now. And I want to call up Patrick and Abit and see if they know anything about whether this is really happening or not.
Yeah, do it.
Let me get my headphones working again.
All right. I'm just gonna say hi to some more people in the chat. Alex Cobb, Digital Dollars, Hex Softball. I love seeing Hex Softball. Anon Yamasukro. Good to see you. Dante Jr. Steve Hitson says, call him. Who else? Human Healer. It's a nice name. Hex Monkey. I see you on Twitter. Brain Funk. Man, everyone has the best names. It's so good. Gary Fisk. Gary, I see you on. Thanks so much for
what's going on, man? I'm live right now. How's it going? Can I put you on speaker? All right.
Hello, everybody. Hex Lion here. How is it going?
Can you hear him?
Yeah.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, they can hear you. You can't
hear me. Okay.
You can't hear them, but it's myself and KryptoPanda. We had scheduled this stream, and then I was rushing to get on, and I saw Abit's tweet about mainnet launching, and I wanted to call you guys and see if it's true.
You know that Abit is a meme guy.
No.
he's just referring to Richard's like suspicious post with the time. I bring on Abit as well. Hold on.
I do not understand what is the confusion all about. Richard Hart himself said that PulseChain will launch on November 18th. He does not know the time though. I was just repeating what he was saying. But I love that there's so much excitement about that. That is amazing. Gives me a good feeling.
All right. Well, then the question mark remains, but I love the excitement.
Well, what I know for a fact, and in 2 to 3 weeks, the share rate will be over 20,000 hex per t-shirt.
That is an inevitability, is it not?
Yeah, but it's because the first OA stakes will come out. That's day 725 till day 731.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let me just highlight the fact that these guys are so freaking smart that they've got the OA stakes pinned, ready to come out, ready to push the share rate above 20,000. Like, respect to you guys for being on top of it.
Yeah, and happy pump, everybody out there. Happy pump.
Congratulations to what did we have? 27 cents again?
It's
we nearly
amazing. Somebody knows something, and what we do know that they know is that Hex is so good that it's worth pumping to the moon.
And the best Hex holder is buying still more and more and more. The God Whale pumped the price today, like with a purchase of 3 million USDC.
For me, the most bullish news that we had for a long, long time. Like Patrick said, he's still buying in. So we can expect more buys in the future. This is how I see it. Because he bought in the past, he bought again, he bought today, and he will buy in the future.
Exactly. Yeah. That makes a big difference when we see that wallet moving, when whales have so much confidence in the system, then it gives the little guy also a lot of confidence as well. And we've seen so many other indicators that, that Pulse is getting ready to launch. We had Crypto Coffee pointing out that the GitLab questions are all but answered in terms of what they're working through there. And we don't have any confirmation of November 18th other than from Abit reading between the lines. And, that's what I've been seeing, man. I've been saying that Richard Hart told us that he was going to hint at it and that he was going to give us a clue. And
that's it.
Hexologist identified the clue. We all know what that looks like. So
I don't know about you, but I meet the Hexicans on the road every single day. We have meetups with them. We have workshops with them. I meet a lot of them. And you cannot believe how excited they are for PulseChain coming out. And with the tweet today I made, I see the same thing again. It's just a confirmation for me that, man, when it's going on, when it's the first day that we can buy PulseChain, that all the people will buy PulseChain. And the price, I think it will go up from the beginning.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, if people don't like my tweet, then you can unfollow me. But all I care about is having believers, not followers.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So, well, thank you guys for everything that you're doing. I can't wait to have you on the new Hex Conference YouTube channel that is just being launched. We're getting people to subscribe to it, and then I'll have you guys on as some of the first special guests because I want to get everybody on there to do an introductory video before the Hex Conference here online in January.
Well, maybe it is my pleasure to do this workshops and meetups and this tour across America. I love doing that. But I told you when you arrived in St. Louis, right, that we were able to now scale up a little bit and fill all the seats. But you, Maddie, you brought it to a different level. With your appearance at St. Louis and then the next workshop as well, when we now have more people than ever joining our workshop. So thank you, Maddie, for all you do.
Oh, you're way too kind. You guys built the momentum without me. And it's my pleasure to join. I'm going to be there in Albany. I just bought my plane ticket. So let's go.
Wow, this is amazing because just yesterday we got a call that we will have two amazing OGs with us in Albany as well. You already know them, but we will show them to the community only in Albany.
That's what's up. Wow.
It's getting really, really big. I guess like from Albany on, from there on, it will be exploding. Like we have the OGs coming to us. We have so many requests.
Yeah, and like Boston and New York, the Hex birthday party from our side as well.
Parties there as well.
Yeah, and then a lot of cities till Miami, where we have the New Year's party as well.
Well,
are you online right now?
Yeah, he's live.
Wow, you're live?
We got 182 people watching.
That was his excitement was just about talking to you.
Meetups and start supporting the 5555 tour.
Yes, everybody go to FreedomTV.info and RSVP for the next meetup and workshop that's happening from Kryptosparbach. Abit and Patrick have an amazing team that they've put together and are meeting up with the amazing members of the community. Shout out to everybody on their team. There's Ricky, there's Pascal and Katie, right? And then there's Wildcard Studio and everybody who's in your entourage. Some don't want to be named, but I really appreciate your guys' entire network that you've created for this.
Well, thank you,
Thank
Maddie.
you, Maddie.
Right now we are here in Cleveland and just finished up a photo shooting, and now our reservation for the restaurant is here, so we have to go to the table now.
All right,
Thanks for-
make sure to order some well done steaks.
This is what we get.
I like the medium rare. Only when they're
I know you
good.
do. All right, guys, we'll see you again soon. All right.
Yes, sorry for our noise. It's a helicopter here. Now it should be better again. Yeah.
No
so
problem.
Thanks for having us.
The
Shout
price
out
is
to
taken
everybody
off.
who is listening, and have a great week.
All right, you too. Take care, guys.
Bye bye.
Peace.
The fact that those guys have that much energy after they've been doing this for this many months is like, I mean, it's just a perfect example of how fired up. I mean, they must just be meeting people that are fired up. That's
The
the only way
energy
they-
is
yeah.
insane on the tour. I've been to 3 different cities. I went to St. Louis, Chicago, and Columbus 3 weekends in a row, and it was insane.
That's so cool.
It was just like the Vegas meetup. It was so high energy, such high quality people who are new, people who are old. Hey, check it out. It's Hexy B.
Hey, Hexy B.
I like that guy. I want to get in touch with him too about doing some videos together.
Hexy B. Oh, I see why. So Crypto 303, I'll just say mañana. Crypto 303 shows up in chat just to hear me say mañana. I don't know why, but
Crypto 303 is super cool.
yeah.
I can't wait to meet him in England.
Oh, okay. Got it. Mañana. There you go. And then I saw another one that was good. Wednesday's hump day. I got to give it credit where credit is due. Wednesday is hump day. Thursday's pump day. Oh, who said that? Let me scroll back up. Brain funk. Nice one.
Hey, it's the Chicago Polish Mafia. Yo, I met these people. There's so many super well-connected people in Hex. There was this group of Hexicans that I met in Chicago that have this huge news syndicate. You know, they have a couple 100,000 followers or something, maybe way more. And they're just the realest people. They were so excited. I mean, this is another example of people who are just awesome Hexicans.
Nice. Red Scroll says hexy bad word.
Oh yeah, and then shame on us for speculating about the announcement of the fork. And it's not meant to be a promise, right? We heard Richard reverse his thinking, right? He's a man who can update his worldview, and he said at first that he would give an official announcement of the fork. He would tell us when he would announce ahead of time when the snapshot would happen. Then he would announce when the mainnet would go live. And then after that, he said maybe that wouldn't be such a good idea because it would attract traders into the space. And so then we got the clue that maybe he would be a lot more subtle. So for example, when he called the top, whatever it was 6 months ago in Bitcoin, the local top, he did it very subtly, much more subtly than when he called the bottom back in, what was it, 2019?
The Christmas?
No, that was 2017. That was the 20K Christmas top that he called. Right. I wasn't around for that, but I saw it on video. And then when he called the bottom in 2019, I remember that because I bought more Bitcoin right before Hex launched. So
nice work. Oh, I see. Crypto 303. It's because the kid. So for whatever reason, a couple times that I've been streaming, there's this kid that comes by every day and sells empanadas, or he has.
That's right.
Or he sells these. They're called momenchinos. They're kind of like lychees, and they only have like certain seasons. And so every day he comes and I'm like, I don't need them. You know, I just like buying from him. But every day I go, no gracias. And he says, mañana. And I'm like, yeah, dude, keep hustling. Like, I'll see tomorrow. He's like, tomorrow you're going to buy some. I'm like, okay, see you tomorrow. He keeps showing up. He may join us today. But
4 more weeks. I would love that. Yeah. Are you going to buy some someday? today?
Well, if he shows up today, I'll buy some. I buy some from him like periodically, not all the time, because it's one of those things like when they're in season, everybody's eating them. Like literally, if you're driving down the highway, you'll see the little shells of them just flying out the window because it's just like organic. But so you get a bunch of them, and it'll probably turn back into empanadas. But yeah, I buy them from him a couple times a week and take them home, and sometimes they get eaten and sometimes they don't. But they're delicious.
The speculation is fine to me because our values are not changing while speculating. Awesome point. I kind of made that in Quanking the other day. Like the point that we're speculating on an intellectual level because it's fun, not because we're actually trading based on this information. Like I bought more Hex the other day because I got an airdrop. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I was speculating on where the bottom was going to be.
Yeah, I saw you say that. That was awesome. You said, I went back on my word.
I did.
I went back on my word. But, and I saw someone on Twitter the other day saying like, basically saying like, they didn't like the fact that people call out price predictions. And I'm like, crypto's fun. This is totally fun. In the same way, you know who's been the biggest winners in the past 2 months? Staker class. Always. Oh, yeah. You stake, it's not a big deal. Literally. Like, and I mean, I know people have their reasons, but you could say with a lot of certainty that if someone was complaining about price, then they were talking about Hex that wasn't staked. That, because literally I saw people that were legit excited to see this dip. I have friends that just bought. I have a friend who's like, she's been watching gas prices, and I'm going to get a message from her tonight. Like, oh, I missed it. And you didn't miss it, but yeah, you missed 20 cents. You missed 18 cents. But you didn't miss anything. And so when we go back up, lo and behold, we'll get back up to 50 cents, and there'll be people that wish that they would have bought it now and at 20 cents. It's always the case.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of forgot what it felt like to have coins that I could sell. Cause like when I got this airdrop of the ENS tokens, I did what I said I was going to do a long time ago. So a long time ago when Motley, the investor, and I were like chasing airdrops like fools, but then that's right around the time Richard started talking about doing an airdrop that became called Pulse, right? Like, obviously Richard takes what works, right? And so we were excited about airdrops because we got the Uniswap airdrop and that pumped the price of Hex. And then we got the 1-inch airdrop and that pumped the price of Hex. And then Motley got some other airdrops that I didn't get. And we were competing with each other, trying to be the king of airdrops. And here I had set up tons of MetaMask wallets and still waiting for that one to hit. But I had done 3 Ethereum naming system addresses because I wanted to kind of like pull people from ETH into Hex. And so my Twitter handle was Maddie.eth for a while. And people would be like, oh, what's up with that? And then they would find out about Hex. Well, I always told myself with these airdrops that I would have a plan ahead of time so I don't get carried away with like the short-term trading because they're always so volatile whenever they first go live. And so I told myself like I would take a third, and sell it in order to, because not all projects have the luxury of launching at 0. So like if I'm going to pay taxes, then I'm going to want, if I'm going to be like a public figure who's talking about airdrops at my own expense, like I'm going to pay taxes on those.
Mm-hmm.
And so, sell a little bit for like, for gains and taxes and whatever that is, like a third, and then keep a third in the token and then put a third into Hex. And I really like that because it's like showing the respect that Hex deserves as my long-term savings platform. But it's the third that I leave in the token right now that's really eating me alive. Because I watch the value of ENS, it's just going like this.
Oh,
like
really?
seesawing. It's already gone through 5 waves, and I sold the first 2 airdrops out of 3 that I got at like $40 per coin, and so that came out to like 7K. And then now I saw it go up to like 14K, and then crash back down to 10. And I'm like, oh my god, I just want to buy more hex.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's great that I heard that it was 7K. I think you mentioned that the other night. I feel like sometimes I've gotten some airdrops from other projects that I've had in the past, and usually I just like cash it in and it pays for gas fees. It's not, it's not a lot. But did you hear that MetaMask is like, I know that's been a rumor for a while, but there was some more information that came out, I think yesterday, that it's looking more and more likely. And someone attributed to the fact that they're actually making money now. So they weren't before. And then when they started doing all where you could buy crypto, you could buy, ETH and crypto through the MetaMask wallet, then they started generating revenue. They've made a lot of money. So
they make a lot. Like if you're doing big trades to buy hex or buy whatever, or if you're doing big swaps, you almost don't want to use MetaMask because they take like 7 or 0.8% of a fee on top of the gas fees that you're paying.
Oh, okay.
And so what I recommend if you're trying to chase the airdrop, and if you've got like a medium amount of money, right? If you're doing a $500 swap into hex or $1,000, then maybe you want to eat that extra $10 cost to set your wallet up for a potential airdrop from them. But I would not be wasting all the gas at this point to set up a ton of wallets, because that seems kind of risky. Although it's up to the individual user how they want to gamble on airdrops. I mean,
when you did it though, because I remember hearing you talk about this on a stream like a long time ago. I heard you talk about this, and when you guys were doing it, gas wasn't ridiculous like it is now.
It was just starting to be a major problem. And so the gas fees had gone from, dollars per swap to like $20, $30, $40 per swap.
Oh, okay.
And so that was the cost to set up each wallet.
Got it. Well, and you benefited from.
So I just used like my 1-inch airdrop to like fund creating more wallets.
Oh, okay.
So
that's perfect.
Just playing with house money, I guess.
Right. That works.
What's 400 million?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm looking here on the.
That's not how many users MetaMask has, is it?
No. It might be how much money.
How much money they've made? Yeah,
was something there was literally like an article about this yesterday, and I saw actually Bree tweeted like it's happening, and then was linking to some thing. But yeah, see what the 400 million is total value locked, maybe.
Shout out to Bree, who put together a list of potential airdrops back in the day.
Yeah, and seems to be benefiting from those as well. Seen a couple posts.
400 million what? Shout out to John Wick, if that's the real John Wick. There's an impersonator of me on Telegram using my real handle somehow.
Are you sure? They're not using they're not using the crazy Russian O or whatever?
I'm sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you change your stuff?
I changed it. I changed my password. I turned on all the security that's possible.
Yeah.
And they're still out there, but they're doing such a bad job of impersonating me that it's not stressing me out too bad.
Like, do you have anything in your profile where they could like do some social engineering and at least like give people a reference point? Because you said they're calling people, right? like everybody knows what you sound.
I know.
Anybody that would get a call from you knows what you sound like. It's so stupid.
I want to train them to like do better at their job, but at the same time, I don't.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Brissology, talked to him. Brissology talked on the phone. Sounded like an Eastern US person. I'm from the Midwest, people. What do you want? Also, I do not want people to send me ETH or Hex or anything else. I did not get locked out of my Coinbase account. This is a scammer asking people for money. But like it's starting up a conversation. Like he started up a conversation with Kareem, and Kareem goes and looks, and it's like there's no history of like he and I message each other all the time. So
right. Yeah, don't send Maddie any crypto. You can send it to me.
Don't send it to anybody.
I don't need it either. I'm just kidding. But don't send it.
I know people. I know there's gonna be people coming forward, and then I can't even tell if those people are scammers, right? Because the scammers are gonna scam people, and then people are gonna come forward and be like, you know, like you scammed me out of $200 of Ethereum, and then they want me to feel bad for them and send them $200, and it's really the original scammers.
That's
like
part
just
of the game.
Extracting more money.
Yeah, that's part of the game. It's just total confusion.
Yeah.
Especially because you're a nice guy, so they'd be like, "Well, we'll try this angle." I want to send Maddie 5 hacks, and it will cost you $7,000.
Wait for Pulse to come out.
yeah, exactly.
I got a message from the fake Maddie, and he asked if I had a minute. So I called the fake Maddie through Telegram, and he was super fake. So I asked to turn on video chat, and he hung up on me and deleted. I wouldn't do that, let alone Subrissology.
Yeah, Maddie wouldn't hang up on you. That's how you know it wasn't him.
Hey, PulseChain. So like, I really appreciate all the people that I've met in real life at these Hex meetups, like PulseChain 2021, Craig Waddington. Like these are people I've met in St. Louis and Columbus. Shout out to you guys.
Hey, so I gotta ask you, are people coming up and I was wondering this in Vegas too. Are people coming up and introducing themselves as their usernames and then saying their real names, or
a little bit of both? But I prefer the username first.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I can so I can put a face with a screen name.
That makes sense. Like 3 weeks ago, I had a dream that we were at the conference, and I introduced myself as KryptoPanda, and it sounded so corny. I was like, oh, this is gonna have like just hearing myself. I'm KryptoPanda, because it's like it's not how I introduce myself ever. But I'm curious. I'm curious how that's going in the meetups. But yeah, I guess maybe you'd do both.
Yeah. And Freedom TV has like a whole system where they give you a name tag, and you can put whether you're like an OG or whether you're brand new or somewhere in the middle, and you get a different color code. And then they enter you into a certain drawing to be able to win like merch or win hacks. And so it's really cool meeting people and seeing everybody all in the same room. I mean, there have been people that I've met who have listened to almost all the streams that I've done. And then they come in, like they're coming in hot to the conversation. Like they already know everything I've said, and they're telling me some like really good stuff. So
that's awesome. Yeah. Before we did this today, like I had this, it's so strange because it's just natural. Like I had this thing in my mind that we'd spoken before and we hadn't. It was, I think one of the first nights when Wales only hadn't gotten to your hotel room, and you and Kareem read one of my comments out loud. And I was just saying, hey, thanks, for my future family and my future self, for all that you guys do. And so you guys were like, speaking to the camera in that way, but it just seems natural. You watch someone talking on video for long enough and you feel like you know them a little bit. But I was stoked to actually get to finally meet and talk to you today.
Yeah, absolutely. Likewise.
So, no November 18th. Well, we don't know November 18th. It's still like the 11/18 has to mean something.
Exactly.
Just maybe
exactly.
Not that.
And that's Abit's whole point. Is like, what else do you need? Do you need Abit and Maddie ALLin to come out and slap you around a little bit and tell you what's what? Like, do we need to dunk you in like a cold pool of water, give you a cold shower or something for you to wake up and realize what Richard is trying to say? And if we're wrong, listen, we're going to admit it. And if you're waiting to buy on this news, you're a traitor. You deserve to get wrecked. Like whatever. we're here for entertainment purposes, people. If the big like domain name that said YouTube in front of it didn't tell you that, then I'll tell you right now, this is not financial advice, not medical or therapy advice. We're out here, we're providing entertainment value. We're sitting here trying to do like a beautiful mind, like my background here. We're trying to connect all the dots, right? And if you're not having fun, then get out.
That's the most fun. That's the most fun part about all this is like you're staked.
You put the what's that comment up there when the fake Craig Waddings when the fake Maddie said, and we're live over here, forget about it. I knew it wasn't the real Maddie, but this is all
I
fun.
knew that this was the real dude that I met the other day because he noticed a dime on the ground and I like picked it up, and so he was saying that in the chat. I was like, all right, I know that dude's legit. Like, I'm gonna make him a mod.
Oh, nice, perfect.
Because there's some things only the real Maddie and the real Craig Waddington would know.
Nice. So here's a good question. When you see on Etherscan that a wallet transfers to Uniswap, does that mean a sale or providing liquidity?
I think it says something special when it's providing liquidity. Like there's a special liquidity contract that shows up on Etherscan, because I know when I researched one of these really big trades recently, what was that for? Oh, it was for the person maybe who was dumping 2-3 weeks ago. And I was looking into it, and they did this super, super complicated contract where they were like creating liquidity for this for like 7 different pairs. And they had a bot that was moving liquidity in and out and in and out of all these different liquidity pools to get a slightly better trade happening.
Interesting. Well, yeah, and Etherscan just updated things. I want to say it was like, I mean, everything feels like 3 or 4 months ago, but where they will show like it's a stake. You know, they give more information on the smart contract
black
function.
hole.
No, like it literally will say instead of like transfer or something, I think it says stake. I haven't dug around there, but they give more information in terms of more granularity. That dime was half a hex at the time. Craig said
it was very gross. It had a lot of grime on it.
Yeah.
So we're at 20. So things are correcting a little bit. I mean, that was a crazy good pump. Got up to almost 50%. We're back down to 39-ish. Still, that's awesome. But I'm just gonna maintain the standpoint that I had before we started this, which is like, hey, that's cool, but I try not to react to it anymore. It doesn't really do anything for me. Like I'm not gonna sell. I'm staked. It's the earliest stake I have is well beyond when I thought mainnet was gonna go live. But it is just kind of fun. Like to your point earlier, like it's just kind of fun. It's fun to speculate on stuff. It's fun to play I know the whole hex is an IQ test, but the past couple months I've realized that once PulseChain was announced, hex has become an IQ game. Just on, it's ever evolving.
I heard you say that. That's really insightful.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I like that approach to it because as part of my initial like studying of Richard Hart, the person and the character, and also the hex community, I would just look and see like I would be like, is he sending smoke signals? Like what is he out there? What's he out there doing? And that's why when I saw the 1118, I was like, he just doesn't. If you catch him on a stream, sometimes he'll say something that doesn't seem super calculated. But if he says something more than 3 times, like I want to see expensive hex on both chains. Like how many times does the guy need to say that for people to be like, okay, so you're going to believe all these other things that Richard Hart says, but then that one thing that he keeps repeating, that's going to be of doubt in your mind. And now people think that eHex is going to be somehow left in the dust once Hex is on PulseChain. I feel like that narrative has gotten quieter over the past couple of months. But for a while there, I was like, a lot of people were thinking, just saying, or I kept seeing people saying like all the economic energy is going to move towards Hex on PulseChain, and eHex is going to be left behind. And I can see for some things, and I can see maybe at the beginning, because I know lots of people that would be buying $50, $100, $250 worth of Hex right now if gas wasn't so expensive. So I can see that. But thanks, Pulsicano. Hexmerch.com. I think I've sold Hex. I've sold at least 30 hats for Hexmerch.com. No affiliate link. They don't know me.
Yeah, come on, Motley, hook them up.
He also said 10 cents should be a distraction on the way to $100. That's all I need to remember. Yeah, Sandy B, exactly. When you're looking at $100, 10 cents is nothing. And that same goes for this dip, this correction that has happened. And I will say, until further notice, that is still, we're still in. And that goes for gas fees also. You sort of, it sucks. It's a pinch. But what I've done is I've just staked longer. I'd pull up HexCalc. I look at my costs. I look at the cost of gas, and then I love doing my net effective cost per hex. And if you bought the top, I got it on. If you bought the top, the let's call it the listing site that shall not be named right now. It was 48.7 cents. And if you staked 5,000, staked Cuatro Cinco, the net effective cost was 6.4 cents per hex. That's without gas fees. So like, if you're not selling, you're not, like, regardless of what this dip has been, you're not underwater. The God Wheel? Oh,
is this a real account?
I mean, it's February 2020.
Like, I just hit follow because somebody mentioned it in the chat. There's 4 tweets on here. They did register at Hex Godwell supposedly in February 2020.
Well, that's not necessarily true.
I cannot confirm nor deny this account.
Because you can change your username.
Correct.
Oh, nice.
Whatever.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. You know what? That's worth a follow for sure. As soon as we're done, I'm gonna follow that one. Yeah. Who cares how long they've been around? This again, dude. This is exactly what we're talking about. Follow the God Whale. Follow the God Whale. Why wouldn't you? It's another part of this just silliness of all of it. Yeah, people are all over it. Of course,
he tweets less than he sells.
Yeah, exactly. Who was that just said, "I'm gonna follow you"?
It's not difficult. You are Hex Shark. Dang.
That's Wolf of Hex. I'm going to follow you just in case you really are the God Whale. That's awesome. Hexagons are awesome. And you know what, Maddie, I'm changing it. I love all hexagons. I started off liking a couple of them as friends, having a few that I liked as friends, but I love all hexagons after this.
Wow. It's come full circle.
Yeah.
You're not in the friend zone anymore.
There you go. Yeah. You earned my love. And I won't tell you who was in the friend zone. It wasn't very many.
Yeah, we're pumping.
That move was big. I mean, the thing is like, I work in mysterious ways. The thing is that it will be a fun mystery, but unless and until it's not confirmed, unless and until they mention something before they make a move.
Yes.
Because I've seen whales in other crypto communities that are confirmed, and they'll literally be like in Discord going, "All right, here I go," and doing like massive buys. And people are like, wait. that's confirmed. In this case, it's just fun. But if they say something and then they make a move,
what happened to the other tweet? There were just 4 tweets. Now there are 3.
Well, read the profile description, Maddie. I work in mysterious ways, so maybe that's part of the mystery.
Are you watching right now?
Maybe.
The Godwell?
Yeah, Godwell,
What's
if you're
happening?
watching, tweet. Send a tweet.
Actually, Godwell, if you're watching, buy some more. That'd be way more interesting.
I only see 2 tweets
Godwell's
today.
only one. Dragon 7. Godwell's only one. That's perfect.
Even if it isn't him, I appreciate the account, says Hexy B.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. That's good. Lord Hexalot, good to see you. Blaster Master. Hexy B.
Oh yeah, I bought the dip.
Yeah, I think everybody bought the dip.
Now back in the top 10 on Nomics. All right, so I came out like hot in favor of Clay. Now I've like had a chance to listen to all the other Hex streamers talk about it.
Keep going. I want to hear what you say. I want to hear what you have to say.
So I knew I wanted to have him on the show. I invited him on the show. Now I'm like hearing what Hexicans really think. So part of me wants to cancel, but I think I'm going to keep my word and just have him on.
Is it?
But I told him that it was going to, like, I told him I wanted it to be favorable, and now I don't know.
But is it what Hexicans think, or are you hearing new information?
I want to tell my story of why I got involved in Hex as a streamer. And it's because of gatekeeping. And so I want to like tell the other side of the story that it doesn't matter if he's right or wrong, but that like gatekeeping actually helps us in the end, like, you know, fill up our Hex army full of believers.
I've heard you say that before, and I appreciated that because I've heard you express gratitude for that, and I love that you did. And by the way, shout out to Marco the Hexican if you haven't seen his little clip on Twitter.
I've seen it.
Yeah,
I liked that a lot,
dude. It's like that's exactly what it is, because I just look at it as anger and frustration is energy. How we decide to use it, it's the same thing. It's basically exactly what you're saying. Like, okay, we're being gatekept. You want to gatekeep? Then fine. Then we just need to scream louder. Our army needs to grow. We need to get to work. Trey 1 2 3 4 2 0 was 1 2 3. Never mind. The other ones were taken. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 9 3 9. Yeah, I think having him on isn't bad. In fact, as soon as the drama started, I replied the documentary people and said, "Are you getting this?" Because I literally had just made a video like that morning or the day before about like how this is like, where are we in the, like, is this the twist? Is this 2 months of all of this, the twist right before the amazing thing happens in a story? And if you're doing a documentary on Richard Hart and on Hex right now, like, stuff is just writing. And I know you're not writing in a documentary, but you're still guiding the story to make it interesting. But this stuff's writing itself. So of course we're kind of down, even though sacred class doesn't matter. You know, you're just hanging out. Still, it's fun winning. We got to do it for a while there. And then Nomics comes out and kind of kicks us while we're down. It couldn't be more perfect drama.
Yeah.
For storytelling.
I want to try to salvage the lessons and the ethos of we stand up for ourselves, and we also want to have like a positive spin on things, maybe. Oh my gosh. Did the Godwell just updated again?
All right, let's see it.
What is going on? Yo, this is fun.
Of course it is.
Okay, we just got coordinates.
Ooh. So Godwell's definitely watching.
Okay, I'm gonna
It's
look at these
phraseology.
coordinates
It's
first
phraseology.
without screen sharing, so I don't dox myself,
Oh, okay.
and then we'll make sure that it's not showing my location.
Okay.
Ooh, this is gonna be a rabbit hole, isn't it?
Yes. But what else are we gonna do?
Oh, dude. Oh, this is good. This is really good. Here, I'll share the screen now.
Right.
Oh my God. Okay, God. Well, it's not proof that the God whale's watching, but hey, Johnny, what's going on? Okay, so this is the coordinate of where the God whale says that they are.
Well, they're a whale.
So on Twitter, here's the coordinates. 11.3493 degrees north, 142.1996 degrees east, lands us in the middle of the North Pacific Ocean.
Which is where whales are right
Correct.
now, I think. Yeah.
Yes. We've got a real life
Under
we've got
the
a real
sea.
life whale on our hands here, people.
I don't
That's
think
wild.
I don't think the tour is going that way.
Yeah.
So
Gonna
oh
have
my
to
God, you guys
pull
are
a Free
stopping these
Willy
crazy
operation out
ex-girlfriends.
here.
Well, it's
interesting. It's interesting.
I mean, it's a nice sunset, at least. Swim into
Yeah.
the sunset, God will.
Of course.
Keep buying.
And now just look for an update, see if it moves a little bit south.
Yeah. Yeah, this could
that
be a live
GPS on?
location. We're not sure. For those of you who are joining now, because we just got 50 more people join live, we are tracking the Hex Godwell on Twitter, being super stalkery like crazy ex-girlfriends.
Or boyfriends.
Or whatever.
Yeah, ex-partners. Curious though, that account's from February 2020. So someone fired up an old account.
Yeah.
You know.
How did they know? Who are they following? We're about to see that.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Okay. Gerardo, Hexologist, Jenkins. How am I not following Hodpro? Yo.
Because Twitter decided that you needed to follow her again is basically what I've come to terms with.
Yeah, it didn't show me her before, but she's an OG for sure. I loved her interview the other day on one of these channels.
So it's following a bunch of folks.
Accidente, Crypto Bobcat, Richard Hart. Uh-oh. Interesting.
Well, I'm excited to see what the God Whale puts out.
Yeah.
It's quite a responsibility, being that, because you see people tweeting now they're going to actually be tweeting at the Hex God Whale to do something.
Yeah.
Because they did something today.
Yeah, we normally say no expectations, but that's for everybody who's a shark and below. Whales, you do have expectations.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, those different rules apply. You have expectations of your efforts.
Godwell made a big splash on Maddie's stream. That's right. It's hard to be a whale these days. Like, you have to pump the price pretty hard against yourself.
Yeah, and also you have to consider the fact that some of those pumps can go empty. Like what Overwatch partners, I can't remember his exact name. RR said if it goes to 20, Rackham, there you go. If it goes to 20 cents, I'll do it. But that was nice, but it didn't do much for very long. It got people excited for a little bit. But and we'll see how long this sticks around. But clearly, that move shot us up 40. It was almost 50%, back down to 38%.
Hey, it's Motley, the founder of the Hex Hat website.
Bet you it's not the Godwell. Yeah, I'm guessing that's a pretty good sleuthing. I'm guessing it's not the Godwell. Because, by the way, if it is the Godwell and they're watching the stream, that's wonderful.
It's wonderful.
If it's
Shout
really
out
the
to you.
Godwell. But it should be good for
I
entertaining
registered the
purposes.
domain godwell.com, and I pointed it at Roger Ver's website for like laughs.
Uh-huh.
That was a long time ago.
Have you been renewing
So if
it?
it's not you, Roger, DM me. I want to know. Motley, everybody follow Motley. Check out Crypto Nights of the Roundtable that aired last night on Crypto Coffee's channel. They had a great chat with Grant from the Highest of Stakes. They did an awesome job breaking down the nomics topic. Late Coin Moses made an appearance. The guys broke out their snacks halfway through in the episode. They had an argument about which pizza is best. Everything Hex and everything Pulse and everything not related to those things at all happened. Check out their stream, everybody.
I mean, you had me at snacks.
Molly was eating carrots. Coffee was eating Oreos with Pokemon characters on them. I mean, what else do you want, people? This is entertaining.
Yeah, seriously.
Johnny says there are like 5 Genius Whale 666 Day was the player today, but I think the C5 is the
C5, right? Yep. And what's the I can't remember her name. There's a new Hex streamer that does some chain analysis.
PulseChain.
PulseChain, that's right. So I'm sure she'll do something with this with today.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, we need to analyze every aspect because it's part of the game, right? We're all staked for 15 years. We got to do something with ourselves.
Hey, yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, Johnny Chaos, you teased an announcement last night of something I think it was today, and then said it's not any of the legal stuff. But I didn't stalk the account to see what it is. Said it was something fun. Actually, if you're Johnny, if you're in chat, just write in that you have announced it or you haven't. We'll check it out on Twitter.
I want to know too.
People were not having that. You know what it is? Like Hexicans, if you say I've got something coming because of the sort of, I mean, I love what the documentary, is doing, but they tease the whatever, and so people are like, don't do that anymore.
We got a call in from Johnny Chaos.
Really? Let's do it.
Yeah. Awesome.
See how that works?
Hey.
Here I am. So the announcement was, not only is Clay going to be interviewing with the Highest of Stakes, so is the anti-Clay.
You?
Me.
Oh shit, dude! I'm about to drive up there. Damn. Oh, that's epic. Johnny's gonna really represent Hard for Hex like he does in all capacities.
Absolutely, that's the plan. So the guys called me up. I talked to the Highest of Stakes group. They said, so are you available tomorrow? We would like to send the film crew out to see you. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's what happened. Actually, they had to reschedule because today's Veterans Day. So they had to reschedule, so it wasn't today. So it will be sometime tomorrow, and I will send some posts from it tomorrow. So watch my Twitter.
That is amazing. I'm so excited that the documentary crew is going to you because you rock and you are quite the character. You always defend Hex in very intelligent and entertaining ways. And I can't wait to see what you do with Clay and with your defense of Hex and the market cap. I know that you are a key player in all that, even though you won't admit it.
Yeah, I end up there anyway, no matter what, what I try to do. Like, you know, what's cool is, like, you know, where it really hit me is when the Kryptosparbach group came up, and you know, they had their group of 10, and then, you know, we had like 12 random Mexicans show up. And I had all these people coming up and saying, "Thank you, you're an inspiration." I'm like, "Me? I'm just an angry guy with a Twitter." You know? But you know, yeah, we're very thankful. You know, there were some people there that, you know, I had talked to when, you know, Hex was like at a penny. One of the guys was like, I'm exhausted at these levels. I can't buy anymore. I said, "Are you sure?" You know, and I picked at him a little bit, and you know, I remembered the conversation that we had. So it was really kind of cool to connect with some people and their avatars, and you know, realize that, yeah, you know, I encouraged a lot of people at early levels, and they're really happy, and they drove 2.5 to 3 hours just to come see me. You know, in the Sparbach group, they came up to see me, and now I've got a camera crew coming to see me, and it's like, oh my God, this is a lot of attention for an angry guy with a Twitter account, you know?
Well, you've been there to educate and entertain people, to keep their hands strong and their minds sharp. So shout out to you.
Well, thank you. And I appreciate it, guys. And it's just funny to me because this is not what I set out to do at all. What I set out to do was just to help people think a little bit, and, you know, not, and be able to make their own decisions. I don't want to be anybody's leader. You know, I was never trying to get a following or run a channel or anything like that. You know, it's just, I just wanted to educate, you know, and it just felt like there was so much false information out there that it's just so hard to, you know, get some right information and for people to think for themselves. So.
Yeah. Well, you're cutting through the noise, and that's what matters these days.
Well, I wish you could have made it up here, Manny, for the adventure.
I know. I'm so sad I missed it.
And you missed the forward handspring that may have occurred at the local brewery.
I would have broken both my wrists and my back.
I also skateboarded, so they got some footage of that too. I'm actually looking forward to the footage come back from that. So now that's 3 documentaries, because I humored Mr. Gillespie, and I did his. And then I did the filming for Kryptosparbach's documentary that they're putting together. And this will be the 3rd one for the highest of stakes. I'd love to go to London, but the restrictions on travel really suck. And I've never actually been out of this country. So that's kind of a little bit scary for me.
Yeah.
So I'd love to do that. I am looking forward to the convention in Las Vegas. I've got both tickets. And I even hired a camera guy to follow me around. So since I'm old and I forget a bunch of stuff, I can actually document what the hell I did.
Yeah, that's amazing. And yeah, it's going to create awesome footage, especially because you do really have a knack for making what I guess people would call snackable content.
I try to give you lots of snacks. That's what I do. But yeah, so yeah, I'll let you guys get back to the show. Hey, Panda, good to see you, man. But enjoy your content. You got an interesting perspective, and keep going.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And damn, what else was I going to tell you? Well, I forgot now.
Do you think mainnet is launching on the 18th?
I think we need to stop spilling our inside information is what I think. Spilling our inside information and oversharing sometimes can be a problem, because it's like Nomics, their whole little thing is really that, you know, they're turning the information, and I had warned people about this, you know, everybody wants to dig in deep and It's okay. Oh, we want to show that the OA is a good thing. No, what you showed people is something they don't understand. And when you show people something that they don't understand, what do? They fear it. You don't give people more information than they can comprehend, because what it does is result in fear. And if you have an understanding of it, if you're not good at explaining the understanding of it, all you're going to do is create fear. So oversharing information can be a very bad and detrimental thing. And, sometimes things are directed for the Hexagon community. Sometimes things are directed for our IQ and for us to be able to understand and read. But sometimes a little bit oversharing can be bad, because if the person doesn't have the level of comprehension they need to understand that information, it just becomes fear.
Well, now we've heard both sides of it. We had Abit phoning in and expressing support for reading between the lines. And then we've got Johnny being a voice of reason, saying to curb your enthusiasm and just be excited by Hex itself as something that warrants just as much excitement. Is that right?
Well, I've got my own speculative ideas, but like I said, sometimes I'm not good. It doesn't do you good to overshare, because, you could create a bar, right, where people have high expectations and then they get let down. I think a lot of the sell-off was because you do get the speculators coming in, and objectively, we don't want the speculators to have any more information than they need anyway.
Correct.
And as far as a small little price pump, that really doesn't matter to a stakers.
Correct.
Because that's not the point where we're going to be letting any hex go anyway. So getting that pump price, pumps make us feel good, but in the long term, what is healthy for the product?
Here's the action that I would take. Okay. I would take this. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. And I would put it to, who do I know that has coins on centralized exchanges that need to take them into their own custody? Because we don't know if the snapshot has occurred yet, but if it hasn't, get those coins into your own custody and be your own bank.
Well, I think to a certain extent, most of the people, a lot of people got us blocked anyway. So we really are, in a way, sharing with an echo chamber to a certain extent. So it's safer than most things. But you shouldn't have if they're listening to us anyway, you should not have your coins on an exchange. You're helping support fractional reserve crypto if you put your coins on an exchange, because there is no way to know whether or not that unit of account that you're seeing is actually represented by real crypto. There's no way to know. If you're not in custody, you don't know. It's funny how those exchanges always tend to go down and remove buys and sell buttons when there's a demand, right? What that shows me is it is a high possibility that they may not have the available crypto that they say they do. And that is something really seriously to take into consideration when leaving your coins on the exchanges. You're actually just investing in another potential fractional reserve sort of situation.
Facts.
True. Yeah, it's not even about the. It's just about protecting yourself.
I mean, it's okay. Just tell them, it's just a rumor, and it is what it is. Believe it or don't.
It's just a rumor. Believe it or don't. Panda, Johnny can't hear Panda speaking.
I can't.
That's my fault.
Yeah, well, I should have crashed your stream instead, but that's okay. Anyway, I'm just sitting in my room and I called you on the phone. So, and this is something people need to understand, that us Hexicans, we got each other on speed dial. We're friends. We're a community.
It's true.
I watched a streamer the other day say, there's no community here. No. When you say there's no community here, that's because you're feeling like an outsider, okay? You're isolating yourself. The Hexagon community is the most welcoming community there is, and you choose whether or not you want to be part of that community or not. There aren't rules, It's just, we're just respectful of each other. That's all that's to it. You know what community is? Community is when a group of people get together to perform a task that no one man can do. That's what community is. working together to complete that task. You don't have to share all the same beliefs. You don't have to agree on everything. You don't have to have the same religions or political reasonings. You're part of a community. Communities are diverse.
Yeah.
That does not mean we don't have a community just because we don't agree 100% of the time. If we agreed and we followed by certain dogmas, then we would be a cult. But we're not a cult. We're a community. We have a diverse group of individuals that are working together towards a common goal of trying to restore the crypto space to where it needed to be to begin with before it got corrupted by these big entities that have come in and bought everything up.
Facts. Yo, I'm so hyped. That was really good, Johnny.
I try. So hopefully I'll be able to give the highest the stakes guys a wonderful bunch of footage, and you know, in the world of retakes and such, I'm sure I'll be able to put something together because I usually throw everything out there on the fly. So
yeah, and I'm so excited that you're hooking up with the documentary crew. That is big news, and we appreciate you sharing it.
All right, man. Take care. Take
All
care,
right.
Panda.
See you, Johnny.
Take care. Peace out.
So, Maddie, I just want to address Nathan Espinoza, dude. First and foremost, no, nothing's confirmed. We're just sitting here talking about stuff. But if Maddie and I jumped on a stream and we could pump the price by saying that, that would be quite a bit of power. But
That's
that
not
pump,
a thing.
That's not a thing. But so it says, I think people seeing you guys say for sure it's launching that day. Nobody's saying for sure without a label being speculation, a theory.
I said for sure on Twitter, which is let's look up the definition of Twitter.
Well,
do people know this? Is this well known?
What Twitter is?
What the definition of the word Twitter is?
No, go ahead and look it up.
Okay, because I wrote like a really awesome article about artificial intelligence trying to kill people, and so it goes back to like the 1800s. Like the word Twitter means to like goof around about something.
Okay. Yeah, Children of the Grave. It's tongue in cheek, guys. And by the way, I don't care. I don't care who Maddie is. If he says something's happening for sure, go verify it. Go verify it on Richard Hart's Twitter. That's the only place anything should come from. Everything else is just speculation. No offense, Maddie, but it is. That's what it is. 100%.
I've been very clear, like that. I thought it was happening because I heard it from Abit. Then we went live, and this is where reality happens for me. Like on YouTube is where, you know, I'm being serious. On Twitter, I mean, I'm not trying to spread misinformation. I saw from Abit, I assumed that he had some inside information, and then we called him and we found out that he was reading in between the lines. And then we gave a really good rationale for why I tend to agree with him. And I said on QuantGang, and I have said on Hex Therapy, like that the tweet by Richard adds up with what Richard has said about 11/18 being more than just his birth time.
Right. So you know what? You can clear it up. Just go back to your Twitter and just put JK lols, and that ought to clean it up. Also, there's a lot of people talking about this snapshot versus the mainnet. Okay,
Can I wait until like the 19th to do that?
Sure, dude.
Because the whole point I'm trying to make is that I do believe that that something's going to happen on the 18th.
Me too.
Because Richard said he would be so subtle about it.
Me too.
Like publicly, he said that.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, we said it earlier. It's like, he doesn't do stuff like that accidentally. He trolls, but he typically doesn't troll the Hexkin community with stuff like that. It's for other things. Also, just really quickly, unless we need to repeat it just to make sure that it's clear. The snapshot, there is no snapshot. It's just mainnet. Richard has said that. Richard has said that before. I know, and I'm only saying it because there's a couple people that seem to be getting upset about it in the same way that, you know, if you're talking to an audience and you're mentioning and you keep calling something e-hex versus p-hex, I do it intentionally, even though Richard has said e-hex will be what we know hex now, and it will just be called hex. But sometimes it's okay to reference what something's going to be, because p-hex isn't here yet. So I can appreciate that people are getting specific in the granularities of it, but Richard Hart himself has said there won't be this snapshot and then some other thing that happens. The snapshot is the fork. I hope that everybody who's in chat that's making those corrections is happy with that. But get back to the snapshots versus fork for the newbies. It's now. Does that please you, that definition of it? And then someone else just said what they thought it would be on the 18th. Conspiracies in the background on Twitter about Godwell. Yes, Crypto Server 369, the fork and the snapshot are the same thing. Yep, absolutely. And I mean, I won't spend any time going into it, but if there was time between a snapshot and a fork, it could be a hot mess. Oh,
This is my article. This
dude,
is my
I
article.
remember. I remember when this happened. Go ahead.
What do you mean?
Well, you mean that this is was this the Microsoft AI?
No,
thing?
this is
Oh,
GPT-3.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
So like I like broke this story, and Medium thought it was so good they published me in their top publication on the entire website, which I'm told is like a really hard thing to do as a writer. But this is my first article I ever wrote, and I wrote it because I wanted to establish credibility that I wasn't just writing about hex or about crypto. And then all of my articles that came out afterwards, like nobody cared about because I wasn't talking about AI or something. So like I screwed it up. This is an amazing article. Check it out if you want. But it talks about like how the word, like the history of the word Twitter is so interesting. And then how this AI went about like playing around with the definition of Twitter that some people would understand and some people wouldn't. Anyway.
Yeah. I thought it was the someone, I want to say it was Microsoft testing AI had a Twitter account, and it went from like super nice and friendly to a racist, murderous.
Okay,
like,
I remember that too.
Yeah, you could ask it questions. Why? Yeah, I mean, I want to answer some of these questions, but everyone's kind of asking the same thing. Maddie retweeted what Abit said.
No, I made a separate tweet.
Oh, you did? Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I retweeted like the idea. Yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay.
That's where it came from. That's where my news came from. But at the same time, like it's nothing that you haven't heard me say before. But at the same time, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think it's coming. If it's not, then what are you going to do differently? That's up to you.
I mean, nothing other than be like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Brazology. Tay, the Microsoft AI. That was the one that PulseChain price speculation. I mean, everyone always wants to know. Exlina Pulsalot says testnet V2 has been running for several days. Terms that make sense to you.
Okay, and fork and snapshot, they're not the same thing. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I was trying to get at, which is, you know, some people think it's two separate events. At Crypto 7, I if it was the 18th, like I would be. That's why at the beginning of this, I was like, if that's it, then we're going MVP on it, especially because if you listen to David Feeder, who's running a node and probably running around in the testnet aspect of that, has been saying, December, January. So
Yeah, and look, if Richard is teasing because he wants to wreck traders, that's great too. Like, I don't care. This isn't changing my financial decisions at all, right? It shouldn't change your financial decisions either. This is an opportunity for us to have a real discussion about the difference between hype and long-term thinking.
Right. Absolutely.
And if you don't want to learn about that, then get out.
I mean,
There's plenty of people who want and need to learn about long-term thinking versus hype. And if it takes me hyping it and then having a discussion with you about long-term thinking, I think I'm okay with that ethically. Like, let's find out, right? Like, let's have that discussion. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm right. Prove you're not a bot.
I don't think you're wrong. I think that as we're sitting around, it's the same thing as the sacrifice phase. Didn't believe anything until you heard it from Richard Hart. So I think that it's fair to say that applies to any big announcements.
Yeah.
I love Hexlina's tweets. That goes to any announcement, especially something important. And I was laughing yesterday. I remember when everyone was in Vegas and was afraid that Richard was gonna launch this. I mean, it took a while after that, but was gonna launch the sacrifice while everyone was in Vegas. You know, and it's because
freaking out.
If he says it, then then it's legit. And if anyone else says it, run to Richard Hart's Twitter and confirm, verify. That's where it's going to come from. That said, I cannot wait for mainnet to go live on November 18th. It's going to be great.
Now I feel bad. What if it doesn't come out on the 18th?
Dude, do you really feel bad?
I don't know. I don't want to be a liar.
No, so you're not a liar. So just say, hey, we called Abit live, and he confirmed, that it wasn't the case. Check out the video where we did it, and follow and like and subscribe to KryptoPanda's YouTube channel and Twitter.
That would be a good call.
I can write the tweet for you if you want.
Sure. We got a private chat here. Molly the investor weighing in as a voice of reason. I think a snapshot will be taken on the 18th, and December 2nd, Richard will make an announcement. PulseChain is live during the London Hex anniversary party. Ooh. Bang, bang.
That could be it. I'm just always curious about what would happen if the snapshot happens. I guess, you know what? Nobody's owed anything. If it really is, if the snapshot is different from the mainnet, and this would go counter to what I feel like I heard the man himself say, which is it wouldn't be a snapshot. It's more of the fork just happens. But let's say that there is a snapshot. That's, what is that? 2 weeks? 2 weeks of activities happening, and not getting counted, because they're post snapshot. But it's possible. It is possible.
Johnny says we have all the warning we are getting. Better early than late. All right, I feel better now.
No, that's all you need to know. That is all you need to know. If you're trying to game when something's going to go live and how you make your moves, then that's kind of on you. That's no different than being a trader. Like, if you want to be in before the snapshot or the mainnet or whatever, then your best chance is right now, because it could happen. Any of it could happen at any time, with or without warning. So it's now.
I just don't want to be like the boy who cried launch, or the boy who cried wolf, or anything like that.
Well, then, I mean, your best thing you can do is post something underneath it. But I'm getting the sense that you kind of don't want to.
I'm completely split. I'm on the fence.
You are? Do you think we can? I mean, we've been on for a while, but can we work this out? Because, dude, by the way, I want to officially give you props for what you said about the amount that would be sacrificed. Because of all the stuff that was going around, all the speculation, that was freaking impressive. Impressive, because it was spot on. So that's why I'm sitting here going. I'm giving you the out. The out is a retraction as close to the tweet as possible, and you're not doing it. So
yeah.
We don't have. Well, this is either making for great stream content or it's
I mean, there's more people watching. Hit the like button and subscribe if you believe. And then OGs keep telling me what to do in the chat here. How about that? Brent Morrissey hinted at the 19th. Okay, interesting.
Oh,
bang,
because
bang.
he said that the 19th, it was something like the 19th and the 18th. I think he said something about different countries, different time zones.
Okay. Makes sense. I like that. I like that logo too, of a squirrel morphing into a hexagon.
Oh, that's cute. Red squirrel.
There are big things in the works. Hexchange, fiat on-ramp, other huge ERC20s committing to Pulse. Even if Pulse takes a bit longer, we still have loads of bullish things in the works. Motley says 11/18, 0 UTC. 2 weeks later is 12/2. So even people that have stakes ending on the 18th, they won't accrue penalties on their PulseChain stake. Interesting.
So DJ Pollywood is saying that that's what they've been saying. 11/18, launch 12/02.
Cryptonomicon with the good comments here.
Very
Better
nice.
to have believed and be let down than to never have believed at all. Sounds like love.
That's adorable.
Sounds like CryptoPanda's love coming for all. What's up, Purple? Motley, the investor, is closest to what seems to happen. You're safe, Maddie. All right.
All right. So, I mean, you can always change. You can always change your mind. But I'm reading right now that your tweet stands.
Hey, people said Hex was a scam. It wasn't. People said ETH was a scam. It wasn't at the time. People said Bitcoin was a scam. It wasn't at the time. But everybody agrees Pulse is genius.
True. That is true. See, Mark, will you put Mark Reeves' thing on there? This is kind of what I was getting at earlier. I can't see there being a snapshot before launch. There's this gap. And in the same way that, if there's a gap, then someone is going to have purchased their hex and not get a copy, arguably, if there is a gap. So I always wonder that as well. In the same way that people just continued sacrificing, afterwards.
True.
So if there's a snapshot there, that's a 2-week period of time, and then how would there be redemption to make those people not upset? But you know how you can alleviate that is just do your best. If you want hex and you want to get a copy of it, you buy it right now. That's the best you can do. That's the only thing that you can expect. And if there was a snapshot and there's a gap and it was taken last week, well, you still did your best.
11/18 is the anniversary of the big payday. Is that right?
I don't know that.
I think it is. Because that's my best friend's birthday. So.
Oh, okay.
How could I forget? That was a big payday. 11/18. It's more meaningful than we think.
Indeed. Someone earlier said that they saw someone sacrifice $15,000 today.
Yeah, there was like a big sacrifice yesterday or the day before, like $100,000. What are people thinking?
I mean, dude, I don't know. I have not been advising people to do it, but I can see and I know this is not supposed to be the case in terms of emotions with with digital assets, but if I hadn't sacrificed and I found out about it later and I was as excited about the Hex community as I am right now, I'm not going to do 15,000, but I might sacrifice some just so I could for that, because like I'm the type of person where I sacrificed when Richard Hart was talking, when he announced it. Like I wanted to sacrifice while he, like as soon as we heard that he was announcing it, I would sacrifice some. And I didn't do all because I was like I was trying to do the whole game theory thing like everyone else, but I wanted to be, for me anyway, I just wanted to be like, yeah, I sacrificed some, right when he announced. And so people that are, I don't get this whole like calling people idiots for doing it. And I know that's not what you're doing, but let people do whatever they want to do. Like if they are, and it's a lot. It's making that price per pulse for those pulse points is expensive, but if people want to do it. Oh, so Motley Investor said 11/19 was big payday.
And so the last day that you could stake was 11/18.
Is that what
So
it
it
was?
like, yeah. So it
okay.
was depending on your time zone. Oh, here's a really good link. The daily SAC amounts. Ooh, that sounds interesting. How do I get that on my screen here?
Probably you want me, actually, I can copy it.
That'd be great.
Let me put it in the private chat for you.
Awesome.
Hang on a sec here.
We're going to dive right in like the sea creatures that we are.
Yeah, until we get another update from the God Whale.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't even been checking. What's wrong with me?
Well, you've been contemplating your own tweet.
I know, right?
Here with some interesting but gentle accusations. All right, did you get that?
I did. Yeah.
Okay. By the way, if you were trying to pump the price of the Hex with your tweet, it did not work because the price has gone down a little bit since we started streaming.
Call off the bots. Call off the trading bots. All right. What do we have here? Bunch of numbers. People love numbers. So this is how much was sacrificed from September 9th on. So here we had this huge run up.
What's the can you do like a, well, I don't know if it might be view only. You'd have to make a copy to do any math on it.
It's 3 billion total on here.
Oh, they've totaled it? Okay.
I have the sum down here. I might not be able to see it. But wow, yeah, there's been steady. Okay, so on 10/29 there was $108,000 sacrificed. Then since then, 7,000, 12, 12, 18, 15, 10,000, 4,000. Then on 11/6, 12,000, 4,000, 11/8, 36,000, 20,000, 27,000, 14,000.
Not small numbers.
And look at the pitiful amount of pulse that people are getting. PLS per $1 went from 790 down to 36.
There you go, Hexy B. There's your answer. Less than 90 pulse points, we should say, because it's just points.
Oh my God, the rate of late sacrifices. Glad I found and listened to the leaders of this community. Shout out to you for the $5 super chat. And good point, ALLin.
Thanks, ALLin.
Make a little chart from it.
$224 people watching. Thanks for being here. This has been fun.
Yeah.
We had special guests with Johnny Chaos calling
Collins.
in.
We had everything.
And the Spook says, just wait for RH, guys. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that. So, Maddie, let me ask you this. Do you think Richard wasn't feeling well, and now he said he's feeling better. Do you think that the next time that he live streams would be? Do you think that he'll live stream before December 2nd?
Yes.
You do. Okay. I mean, it'd be cool if he did. I saw with Randy Hilarski yesterday. He was like, I love how he speaks in certain things. He's like, quit expecting that, no expectation of his things. And I totally agree with that. I also like it when Richard Hart live streams. Like, I don't know where he is right now, but I think when he's sitting in the throne again with the candles, like, I think everyone's going to be stoked. It doesn't matter what he's saying.
Totally.
But it's just it's been cool to see him talking to people in person as well. But it's been a while since he's been at the castle. Children of the Grave says, I'm willing to say he will stream before Sunday evening. All right. So that's a call. Again, Children of the Grave is just making a call just for fun. If it doesn't happen, please don't get upset. But it's possible. Did you just make that?
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed, but I'm not surprised.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a pink graph showing how much was sacrificed day by day. Let's zoom in so everybody can screenshot it.
Interesting that little blip there.
Which blip? The big blip?
We'll see how it kind of went. I got to scroll down a little bit. See how it went dormant? I can't see the dates on there, but like there was a huge drop there. There, right? There's the drop. And then, no, we're not doing this anymore. And then,
that's probably when Richard said, don't do it anymore.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then 3 times he mentioned Easter egg. And then,
yeah.
But by the way, back again to like him repeating things multiple times. Like he mentioned multiple times that it was an Easter egg that you could, like, not an obvious place to do it. He doesn't do stuff by accident that way. Yeah, Maddie, that's what I was thinking too. Wales would be so proud right now. Yeah, Benny Blanco. Never heard a scammer say, stop sending me free money. Exactly. Or never heard a scammer say, yeah, okay, so you're not following directions, but we're gonna go ahead and make you whole as well.
Yeah. So Richard said, don't sacrifice anymore, for those who are wondering what the context is on Benny's comment there.
But then people kept doing it. And, well, I should say people are still doing it.
Well, we've broken it all down. We've given people all the hopium that they can possibly take without overdosing. And what do you guys think Hex will be in 10 years? World reserve currency. That's an easy one. Come on, ask the tough questions.
That's easy enough. Nice disclaimer. Children are good.
There we go.
Nice. What else can you ask for? All right. So how about this? How about one more before we close? How about one more just quick look at the God Whale's Twitter?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's see if we got that, and then we can close for today. Thank you everyone for being here. Maddie, thanks so much for inviting me, man. This has been fun.
My pleasure. Wow. The Twitter, it's pumped 200 subscribers since we looked at it at first. Let's see. Might be the only update here from the God Whale. Up to 1,500 followers. I work in mysterious ways. The coordinates to the place in the ocean where you can go find him or her. And still, wait, it says 4 tweets now. What? That's Twitter messing with me, right?
I don't know. That's not a pinned message, is it?
This is an advertisement that
Yeah,
shows
that's
somebody owning $1
sponsored.
million worth of Bitcoin.
Cash App.
That dip was delicious 3 hours ago. And then what? Show more? No, that's just showing who
Yeah.
you can follow. So I see 2 tweets, and Twitter keeps going back and forth between 3 and 4.
Maybe try tweets and replies. I don't know. They're
Oh, good idea. Oh,
there it is. Ooh, wait, what's
there
that
we
say?
go. Imagine trying to sell into the God Whale's pump hexologist 10 minutes ago, and then the God Whale only 4 minutes ago says something cryptic. 19, 18, 19, 12, 15. What does that mean?
Is it what's it called? Hexadecimal.
Hexologists would love that. Do you guys remember a really long time ago when Hexologist was on a live stream and he was decoding the hexadecimal of something on the blockchain?
I didn't see that one.
It's pretty interesting.
Well, so what do you do? Hang on a second. Isn't that what it's called? Where those turn into letters?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
there's different like schemes for that.
Um,
Maybe it's the letter. Yeah.
Let me try.
There's different codes. Limit buys?
Was it 19,
Type it in Google.
18, 19, 12, 15? Chat, can you see what that is?
Come on, chat. Maybe he bought at those prices. 19 cents. No, but there's not a dot before the first 19.
TJ probably would use a calc and turn it upside down. Was it say like boobless or something?
Hey, I'll do that. I'll do that if I have to. I feel like we're experiencing the Da Vinci Code in real time.
That's upside down.
Oh, what does it say?
Nothing.
Are you sure?
No.
Okay.
CCBG?
I
don't
see
know.
an S.
Let's see. CZ. No, it doesn't say anything.
We don't know if Pulse is going to happen on the 18th. I suspect it will. Richard seemed to hint at it, but we're going to have to wait and see, people. His cat walked on his keyboard.
Yeah,
Let's
totally.
calm down.
That's what it is.
And it was Ski Cat.
That's totally
Ski
what it
Cat
is.
walked on his keyboard. I Googled it. Nothing's showing up. Okay. What is... Okay, in the alphabets, it's SRSLO.
That's nothing. T-Bird says 19th of November, 18th of December, 20th of January, 12th of February, 15th of March.
Are those stake dates?
Mm.
But where do you get the November?
Well, but the stake
December?
dates, I mean, everyone can check Godwell's address for stuff anyway, so that wouldn't be like, you know. Johnny, man. Twitter makes about as much sense as my finger mouth. Oh man. Hold the calc upside down in the mirror.
Oh, big payday. 2019, December 15th. His measurements, he's a whale.
Nice. All right. Well, you know what? We've given everybody something to chew on.
So comment below in the YouTube once you discover it, and we'll tweet it out. I've got a team of scientists working around the clock on this, people. So don't worry.
No, spare no expense.
That's right. Today is 11/11.
True.
Those are his limit orders, maybe. But why would? Maybe he's just messing with us.
Totally. Well,
IP address to his rocket ship.
You could guaranteed.
The answer is in
guaran-
Hexo's tweet.
Guaranteed, he's messing with us. Those are the prices at which he bought. I mean, just let you know what, we don't even need to try to figure it out on YouTube. Just take it to Twitter, because this thing.
All right, people.
You know,
take it to Twitter. Coordinates for Chad in Africa, really? That's kind of funny. It's the RH birthday time. Oh, is that it?
I don't think so. Isn't his birthday in October?
Amount of BTC Bitboy gave Alex.
Oh my God, winning message. Oh, dude.
All right, we're gonna go with that.
That's perfect. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks everybody for coming to the stream. Thank you, CryptoPanda. You rock. Everybody go subscribe to him. Subscribe to the new YouTube channel for the Hex Conference. And stay classy, stake wisely, my friends, and peace out.